When I first started investing, I knew very little. I watched some stock picking YouTube channels, and I always heard about the importance of diversification. So the result was, well, problem one. First problem was this was my diversification. I'd invest into IVV and VU and QQQ. IVV and VU are both S&P 500 ETFs. All of their holdings overlap. They own the same companies. There's no reason to have both of them. You only need one. Another example would be SCHB, VTI, and ITOT. These are all total stock market ETFs. The goal of these is to own all of the US stock market. You can choose one. They're more or less the same. Personally, I choose VTI because it has the most holdings out of the US stock market. Another example is SCHH, VNQ, and IYR. These are all REIT ETFs, so they hold REITs in the US market. Once again, they're basically exactly the same. VYM, VIG, and SCHD, while these are more different, their goal is more or less the same: dividends. Although VIG is specifically dividend growth, and VYM is a high yield dividend fund. SCHD is just trying to find the best dividend companies. Ultimately, why I ended up choosing SCHD. But this is problem one. This isn't diversification. This is unnecessary overlapping holdings. Problem two. I watched a stock picking YouTube channel. I ended up investing in the ARK Innovation ETFs and AppLovin, Path, Plantar, Tesla, Upstart. These companies all they don't have great fundamentals, to say the least. They're all unproven, not necessarily earning the most money. Some of them were losing money, not profitable companies. While if you believe in their products, that may be a decent investment strategy. I hadn't done the research myself to know if I should believe in the products. On the other side, I invested into things like Realty Income, Qualcomm, AMD, Northrop Grumman, and Intel. All of these, once again, I hadn't done the research to know that they're profitable, to know that they're at least okay financially, until maybe less so, and some of these others, they're not great as far as they're not doing the best as far as earnings and finances go. Although Qualcomm and AMD are pretty solid. Realty Income is up there too. But after some time, I started to realize my mistakes. I invested in QQQM. It's just like QQQ, except it has a lower expense ratio and some other minor things, but it's primarily a lower expense ratio. And as a long-term holder, because I was 16 when I started investing, so I'm going to be a long-term holder, the lower expense ratio matters a lot. SCHD, it's one of the best dividend ETFs, pretty common. And VTI, one of the better broad market ETFs. VNQ, I like Vanguard. My dad likes Vanguard. That's basically my reason behind choosing VNQ. Qualcomm, I did the research and learned about their opportunities, their finances, and how profitable the company is, and I decided Qualcomm was a quality company. What should you learn? First, you should learn to do your own research. You should understand why you're buying the stocks you're buying, why you're buying the ETFs you're buying. And as you do your own research, that should make you aware of fund overlap. If any of your ETFs hold the same stocks as in an individual stock portfolio or in your other ETFs, you should at least be aware of that, so you know where you may be overweight, maybe on purpose, but at least you are aware. And then time horizon. This is a new one that I haven't mentioned. Time horizon is important because if you're like me, for example, I'm 17 now. I still have 40, even more years than that before I need the money I invest. That means I can go heavy into things like QQQM and expect it to do really well over those 40, 50 years maybe, and not have to worry about it when there's temporary market corrections and recessions and any of it, and stock market crashes. I don't have to worry about that because I'll still have 30 more years to make up all the losses. Well, other people may be retired and they can't go 30% into QQQM because it just makes no sense. They need the dividends now to pay for their lifestyle. These are the important things you should learn, at least in your first year of investing. Alright, now what is the practical application? How to structure your portfolio. First, you must remember your time horizon. So if you're close to retirement or retired, you will want to heavily weight what is important to you, so the income side of your portfolio, the dividend stocks, the VYM, SCHD, that type of thing. And you want to avoid nonsense like ARK Innovation ETFs and overlapping holdings like VOO and IVV because they're both S&P 500 ETFs. They hold the same thing. You don't need both of them. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.